Yo, what's good, fellas? How y'all doing, man? I had to post the link in the chat. I almost forgot, man. Gotta let those guys know, man. They be in there snoozing. Let me know if you guys can hear me, man. If the audio is too loud, still trying to work on that. Let me just see. It's on 5%. Just let me know if the audio is too loud behind me. I do want you to hear some music and not hear my stomach growling and refrigerator and all that crazy stuff, man, in the background. I'm still trying to renovate the game room right now. So working on that, man. And then we'll be migrating back over there. Probably will be this summer by the time that's done, though. So right now, you know where I'm at, in the other part of the house, man. Okay, let's go ahead and get started, man. Let me see who's in the chat real quick. We got Devin Taylor. What's going on, Devin? And we got Kai Cash here. What's going on, Kai? And Elijah stepping in, man. We got Swaggero. What's good, Swaggero? Salute, man. Giving me the bro. Nice, man. All right, cool. All right. Well, first of all, welcome to the G2CAST episode 3, man. We're calling this the Wonder Years, guys. The Wonder Years. You know, if you don't know about this league has bum rosters, right? We got the serious bums here, man. The best overall that we had was a punter, 90 overall punter, and then it just immediately dips, right? So I did it that way because I wanted to allow for progression, deep progression, and also for new prospects and UDFAs who we're going to, when we do our, especially when college drops, man, we put our UDFAs in the game. We want UDFAs to have a chance to immediately start. And that's going to be so deep to allow those guys to start, come in at 70, start, come in at 69, start, you know? So we did that on purpose. And also with our prospects, our UDFAs who joined the league late or joined the league, you know, just to help us start to get it started. We decided that we wanted those guys to be able to come in as well and play. So we got a lot of room and opportunity for tons, probably thousands of players to come in and make an impact today without us having to celebrate, you know, generics that were already in the foul, that are already OP. So we use Mr. Hurricane's sliders for progression and XP. Progression and regression, I'm sorry, and XP as well, based on age. So it's intense, man. You're young, you get all the work when you're young, man. You get to about 24, 25, it starts to dip a little bit. 26, 27, 28, it goes down. 30, all the way down. Devs start to fall off. We actually are taking the devs off as well, because we're starting to implement our progression system. So I know guys are really loving those devs in the first couple of weeks, but we're taking all the devs off every single player, even the generics. We don't want the generics to be OP over the users. We want this to be a user league, so users can come in and get activity and, you know, possibly even get the, you know, purchase the dev. And yeah, it's gonna be awesome, gonna be amazing, man. So I just got a lot of ideas, got a lot of smart guys in the back who understand this and who want to listen, and I'm open to them as well. So I'm all ears. So we're working, man. We're working. We got us a game going down at 7:45. So I've designed this podcast to keep me from having to talk for 2-3 hours, man. There's a lot to this thing, and I can't really explain it all, obviously, for new people who are going to be in the chat. I know there's a lot of big news in the sim world. I'm not going to bring attention to that, but there's going to be a lot more people on this channel. And so I want you to understand that there's a lot to do and a very small crew. And I've learned over the years to not overexert myself, right? So I'm going to do this as professionally as possible. You guys know I am a very professional person, but I'm also going to be realistic in what I'm doing. So we keep things short and sweet, man. Short, sweet, to the point. The biggest thing is calling those games for you guys, letting you guys hear me 3-4 times a week, and then we have our premiere days, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and jump off of the screen for a moment so you guys don't get to see my beautiful mug anymore. I gotta switch over for a moment. So let me come back here, and we're going to dive into the first recap that we have. Last Saturday, we had a game called, we got a lot of ties, man. A lot of ties going on here in the G2. This is the greatest gridiron. We say hashtag G2. But we had a lot of ties, got a lot of ties going on, man. Particularly Black Knights. Look at this, 2 ties these guys have. So at the Tigers, 24-24, man, was a good game. Let's just recap. Shannon Selvey on the Tiger side of things, 19-29, 205 yards and a touchdown. Dylan King has been looking absolutely amazing. He's only playing a quarter and a half, he's sharing the load, and he's been looking good. He's been making some great plays in preseason. Number 26, watch out for him. I can't wait to see what Dylan King, he's a UDFA, so I can't wait to see what he's able to do. Andrew Callahan had 3 receptions, 67 yards, and then Sterling Parson had 2 tackles, 1 sack, and 1 forced fumble for the Tigers. This is a very competitive game all the way down, man. I'll see guys putting the G2 in the take flight. Yep, so our motto was take flight as well. Appreciate that, guys. Gene Dempsey for the Black Knights, 11 of 16, 111 yards, and 1 touchdown. Devontae Moore, you just submitted, 7 carries, 49 yards. So Devontae Moore is also looking pretty good as well. I've seen some highlights from him as well over the last couple of weeks. So we're interested in seeing where his career goes as well. Big salute to Devontae. George Goddard had 3 receptions, 49 yards. And then Jimmy Ferguson, 5 tackles, 2 sacks, and 1 fumble recovery, and also a touchdown for on the fumble recovery. So it was a very good game to watch. It's a tie ball game. I think the thing with the Black Knights, they have a really good defense, but they are definitely, I would have to say, they're struggling a little bit on with the second team. And so it allows for teams to come back, allows for teams to stay in the game. So even though their second team is pretty good too on defense, but we'll see what they look like over 3 quarters soon. And then we'll also see what they look like in week 1 when the defense is on the field. Their defense has been amazing, stellar. The linebacker core has been ridiculous, man, for the Black Knights. So that'll be interesting to see what that team does this season here. All right, we're going to move on to the next one. We had the Chicago Thunderbirds versus the Tokyo Dragons. Okay, so this was a good game as well. I was surprised it ended in a tie as well, but it just really was a case of the backups not really doing much after the starters left. Users submitted UDFA Buck McCarthy, 16-21. 156 yards, but no touchdowns. Backup came in and did some damage, but he didn't do good enough, obviously, to make the card here. Jamar Jones, 5 carries, 78 yards. I like this kid, Jamar Jones, as well. He looked very good, I thought, in this game, throughout this game. DJ McAllister, absolute monster, was killing it, man. 7 carries, 7 receptions, 106 yards, and 1 touchdown. Looked pretty good. And then Clarence Richard making the board here, mainly because of the 4 tackles and the sack and the deflection here. On the Dragon side of the thing, Steve Kramer. Now, I'm a little biased here because we have Hanata Matsura, who is the backup. Steve Kramer is the veteran, 29-year-old generic veteran on this ball club. He went 17 of 26, 221 yards, and 1 touchdown. However, Hanata Matsura, who is the not a mixed created player. I just changed his name and gave him a little sauce to add with him and a little swag with the gear. But he is looking to take over this spot here if Kramer is not going to be that guy. So I'm kind of a little bit biased with that. I want to see Matt Sura get in there. I thought Matt Sura looked pretty good as well, but I'll let you all judge and be the judge of that and everything. Jason McKinney, 11 carries, 41 yards, and 1 touchdown. Had Devin Taylor. Shout out to Devin Taylor in the chat right now, man. 6 receptions, 88 yards. Only played a half of football, but really pretty much unguardable on the field. He looked really, really good. Didn't get into the end zone, though. But as this team starts to warm up and they start to get more chemistry, I definitely see Devin Taylor being able to definitely be one of those standout guys here in the G2 League. And I think that he's going to also make a great impact here for the Dragons in his career here. Victor Reynolds had 6 tackles as well, and we had another tie ball game, man. So again, I think this is just a case of the backups coming in. The rosters are not the greatest, the strongest of rosters as well. So I'm wondering if ties will be a thing here because the rosters are so evened out across the board. So that's going to be very interesting. And honestly, I'm going to be honest with you. I want to see simulation football that's competitive, not just have one team dominating and stuff, unless that team is supposed to dominate. So I think this also is a case of the animations as well, not really being, I guess you could say, well, they're not in the game, so they're not a factor as well. We just have all attributes. Just attributes, that's it. There's no animations. We took the animations out because we think it makes the game lopsided and crazy. Okay, so yeah, that's how we're going to go there. All right, going to go to the next one, game 3 here. So we had a big game here in Rio de Janeiro, man. The Nighthawks, they're 1-1. This is probably the biggest margin of blowout that we actually had this preseason so far, man. And it was a monstrous game. As you saw the poster, I had a picture of the quarterback, Jack Morris, who had 3 touchdowns in this game. 18 to 21, 189 yards, and 3 touchdowns in this game. I'm going to skip over Boykin because he only had 33 yards. Reggie Huff, though, 10 receptions, 103 yards, and 1 touchdown. As I'm glancing over at Bobby Carter and Brandon James. Sorry, Bobby. I don't, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm using Neon Sports for the recap, my guy. It's simple, it's easy. I just put the greatest gridiron on there, and they've already done it. So they felt that you didn't make the card. So don't be mad at Mix, man. I apologize, man. Take flight, my guy. Okay, so yeah, Reggie Huff went absolutely crazy. He's number 27 for the Nighthawks, and he was just going crazy, man. It was ridiculous, the catches that he was making. Only got in the end zone 1 time, but if you would have saw the mannerism at which he was helping Jack Morris move the ball, you would understand he was absolute fire, man. So that's a game that if you want to just go back and check a game out, I would definitely go back and check that game out. That was really awesome to call. We had a good time there. On the Antlers side of things, we had Ben Clifford, 11 for 14, 112 yards. George Jarrett, 6 carries, 51 yards. Trayvon Dillard, 2 receptions, 45 yards. And Wyatt Gray, 7 tackles, 2 sacks. I have to apologize to Tyler Palomalu, man. He's a user-submitted free safety for San Antonio. I don't think he was in the game, man. That's why I'm trying to get control. I'm definitely trying to get control of the rosters, get the accounts on the teams, because that is a problem with the AI subbing guys out, making its own formation subs and stuff. So I'm not even sure if he was in the game. I don't remember calling his jersey or seeing him do anything in the game. So it may have been one of those AI glitches. I wasn't on that team, obviously. So we're definitely going to get some bodies on these accounts. We're still working on that behind the scenes, but we got a few more, and I think the Antlers do have someone on there now. But we're going to make sure that all the teams have someone on there so we don't have to worry about the game making moves and such, okay? All right, so those are only 3 games basically that we've had so far. So let's take a look at the preseason schedule. So you can see this, right? Last Saturday, the 17th, we concluded 24-24, the Tigers versus the Black Knights. And then on Sunday, we had a doubleheader called 2 live games. We concluded those 2 live games 23-23 for the Tokyo Red Dragons and the Chicago Thunderbirds. And then on the next game, right, that was the Rio de Janeiro Nighthawks and the San Antonio Antlers. That concluded 45-13. Wednesday the 21st, that's today, we have the G2CAST going down now, and in about 20-something minutes or so, the Dublin Shamrocks and Omaha Bisons are going to be playing. I'm going to recap that. We're going to cap that matchup in just a moment, okay? They're going to go down at 7:45, so I'll jump out of here in a little while and get that all started so we can get that going. And then Thursday, we're going to have the London Sentinels, okay, versus the Oakland Voyagers at 12 p.m. So these are the premier games now. We've already recorded these. I've already recorded these games. So they're already uploaded to YouTube, HD ready. So at 12 p.m. starting tomorrow, Eastern Standard Time, you will have a London Sentinels versus Oakland Voyagers game out. The Honolulu Riverhawks versus the Houston Oilers will be at 3 p.m. And then San Diego Condors versus the Montreal Mountains, they'll be at 4:30. Moving to Friday now. Friday's a good day. We love Fridays. So Friday, we're going to have the Mexico City Armadillos versus the Orlando Orbits. They're going to be at 12 p.m. That's vanilla commentary as well. The Memphis Blues versus the Anchorage Elks will be at 3 p.m. as well. That'll be vanilla commentary, sorry. And then the Albuquerque Golden Eagles versus the Louisville Pioneers, they will be at 4:30. So all those 6 games that you're going to go at 12, 3, and 4:30 on Thursday and Friday are going to all be vanilla commentary. Okay, so that's just the in-game commentary. It is what it is. They're premier games. Okay, so hopefully you can show up to those, comment, like, subscribe to the channel, whatever you can. Then at 7 p.m., we are going to go live. That's going to be me calling live commentary, as I love to do. The Salt Lake City Lumberjacks versus the Vancouver Huskies. And the reason why I'm marking this game as going to be game of the week is because there's been a major trade. Obviously, AJ Morris had to be released off the Brooklyn Knights because Matt Thomas is there. The user submitted Matt Thomas is there. So we moved the veteran to Salt Lake City. And also who we moved is a wide receiver from the Bulls. Well, the wide receiver was picked up. The wide receiver was released from one of the teams that created a wide receiver over. I'm not sure who it was. But this guy, Kendricks, Matt Kendricks, I think his name is, He was released into free agency. The Bulls picked him up, but I had originally wanted him to be paired with AJ Morris. So I moved him to the Lumberjacks. So now they have a veteran QB and a beast of a wide receiver. So I'm really excited to see what the Lumberjacks are going to do. And then there's some other players on the Vancouver Huskies who we'll be able to see. So that's going to be live commentary going down at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Friday. So hope you guys are going to really be in tune to that, man. As always, we want you to take flight. Now let's look at this real quick. All right, so tonight's game, the most user submitted players are going to be at this game. So you just don't want to miss this, man. The most user submitted. So at first we thought it was 20, and I obviously can't count, but it's something more like 9 Dublin players right now, pending 10 for a guy who was in the Discord who's been in there since a long time, a couple of weeks, guys. He's been in there and he hasn't done the form yet. So I'm feeling a little uneasy about letting this guy submit another guy, but the Dublin guys are all on me. They're mad at me and everything. I told them 11. No, I told them 12, then 11, then 10, then 9. So I get it. It's just that we're trying to hold balance, guys. So we realize that everybody can't. We don't want everyone to stack teams. We want all the teams to have an even amount of people. So, but I get it. You guys came. You guys are supporting. You guys are holding down the Discord. So I appreciate that. But I've got decisions to make. They do have a guy in their locker room, though. I don't know how he got in there without filling out a form, but that's a formality. So we'll have to figure out, how we get, how we get that done. I probably will just make it 10, let him join, and that's it. 10 per team, and we're not going any further. Okay. Big salute to J-Bo. J-Bo is the rookie head coach for the Dublin Shamrocks. So we're gonna recap all that or show all that as well, J-Bo. Okay. So we got the most users in this game. I think that Omaha has 7, pending 8. Maybe they have a guy or 2 or whatever coming. So they're going to be putting it together as well. And then so we get to see that tonight. First half of those teams starting here. Let's look at the roster. You might be able to see this. You might not be able to see this. I thought this was a great idea, but I realized that maybe the names are going to be a little bit too small. However, I'm going to go ahead and read it off for you. So we have a cornerback for the Bisons. We have cornerback number 2, Tre'Davious Jean-Pierre. All right, he's an 81-year overall, 2 years of experience. He has 7 tackles and 3 solo tackles and 1 deflection on the year. So far, we have Alante Kaufman, 73 overall, his rookie. No stats at all. He hasn't really gotten the game. He's new, so he's going to be playing in this game tonight. We have wide receiver D'Anthony Carter. Big shout out to JG in the NCCL, man. So D'Anthony Carter Park is going to be his wide receiver. 74 overall, 2 years of experience. He has 1 reception for 8 yards. Looking to do more here in the playing the whole half now. We have Tiantre Williams, a 76 overall wide receiver rookie, 2 receptions, 36 yards. We have Nakai Davenport. He's a halfback, 77 overall, 3 years experience, 7 attempts for 14 yards. They've only played 1 game, 1 quarter. So that's why the numbers are so small for these guys. So this is only their 2nd preseason game. We have middle linebacker Tay Greenway, 79 overall, 3 years experience, 1 tackle. We have left outside linebacker Trey Porter, 73 overall rookie, 3 tackles, 1 TFL. And then we have quarterback Marshall Law, who didn't play in his first game. He'll be playing the entire half for this game here. So interesting to see. It's going to be interesting to see number 3, Marshall Law, play quarterback. On the Dublin side of things, first and foremost, they have a new head coach. All right, so J-Bo or Jay Bogner is going to be the coach, or Coach B, whatever you want to call him. He's the head coach for the Dublin Shamrocks, so he's in the foul doing his thing. He's new to this, so we're going to show him some love and give him the benefit of the doubt as he continues to grow as a head coach here. Great guy. Love talking to him. We've got quarterback Jay Rello, number 19. He's 7-12, a 58.33 completion percentage, 57 yards and 70.4 QBR. That's through 1 game. We'll see through 1 quarter, so we'll see what he's able to do in this one. I know he's excited about that. We have a halfback, Antonio Wisconsin, number 14. 7 attempts, 53 yards, 2 broken tackles, and Wisconsin looks really pretty good as well. He did some damage in that first game. Then we got Brandon BJ6. It was BJ3, BJ2, BJ1. Now it's BJ6. James. No targets for him, so he's looking to have some targets this week. I absolutely love this name. Leonard McQueen, number 86. 0 targets. Hopefully he gets some targets this week as well. We have wide receiver John J. Will Wilson, number 5, 2 catches, 17 yards. Middle linebacker Emiliano Nano, number 56, man. He's very visible in the league as well. Love having him come through the games. He has 3 tackles on the year so far. And then we have cornerback Maxo Lewis, who's in the chat right now. Big salute to Maxo. He's got 1 tackle, looking to make it more here. Again, these guys only played through 1 quarter. So, and they were subbing in and out like crazy. So they get a whole half this time and they're excited. Then we have the Duke, Peter Duke, trying to get it done. Cornerback, no tackles just yet. And then we got free safety D-Rock, man. He's got 1 tackle here. Dublin, a very interesting group of guys, man. It's kind of like the quiet guys versus the loud guys, right? All these guys here on the Bisons, they're here, but they're quiet behind the scenes. But the Dublin guys are like, they're really chatty. You know, they're really cool guys for the most part, man. I see them all. They're holding it down, so we gotta appreciate them. And also, I gotta give a big salute to the SGBA. But as much as I hate seeing basketball in my server, as Jason knows, I get it. You know, guys need something to do when there's nothing to do. So big salute to them. Big salute to the SGBA as well, man, for bringing some guys over. A lot of guys over, actually. Excuse me. If you're interested in apps and joining the league, guys, give me a second. Give me some water for a second. Hold on. Okay. If you're interested in joining the league, we do have an app, which there's a lot going on in the sim world. I'm opening this app up, but there's going to be some interviews for people to join my league. It's no. Give me 1 second, guys. Okay, sorry guys, having a choking fit right now. Anyway, so I'm opening my apps up. I closed them earlier today because there's a lot going on in the sim world, and I know that people want to join. And I'm just gonna be honest with you. I want people who believe in me, Mix, Rob. I want people who believe in my league and people who love sim football to join my league. So with that said, you know, I'm trying to have a wholesome, organic league, as I've always been. So if you join my league, you know, then you have to talk to my guys before. They're going to vet you to make sure that you're fit for the league. Some of my friends are going to come over. I have a longtime friends I built up over the years who I miss and who now have opportunities to go other places because of the new news. So if you want to come to my league and hang out and join and support my league, then fine. You know, we'll deal with it, you know. But other than that, I just don't want any foolishness. So I'm gonna drop this in the chat right quick. This might be old news. I'm just gonna drop all these here. It should have my socials. It should have the forum there somewhere. Join it. You can make a player, and we will get you created as soon as we can. Probably not this preseason. Obviously, not gonna be this preseason week, but we will get you started before we start our official live. So our Saturdays is when we actually start the league, right? So I'm sorry, when we start the week on Saturdays. Let me come back to the other screen so you guys can see my face for this. So Saturdays we actually start the week off, and I usually call a game or 2 on Saturdays in the early evening time, and then I'm probably going to utilize Sundays as well sometimes to call live games. So you guys are going to be getting anywhere from 3 to 4 to maybe 5 live commentated games from me Saturday, between Saturday, Sunday, and then obviously you get one on Wednesday nights as well, right? So just depends on my workload, how I'm feeling. So I'm gonna try to call a lot of games, but a lot of games are gonna be premiered because it's a lot of teams, right? We're not gonna be showcasing every team each week. We're right now trying to see if maybe we're just going to restrict half of the league that people can join to until we get those teams filled up. And then the other half, we'll show some of the AI team games from week to week, and we'll flip them back and forth while also only showing the user team leagues, the user teams for the live games and the premier games. If that makes sense. I'm sorry if it's kind of all discombobulated and everything. I'm just freestyling off the top of my head right now. But again, so we're going to put an emphasis on user players here in this league, and we will show the AI teams, but if there's no user players there, then I'm really not concerned about it. And we may, just because there's not a lot of helping hands right now to actually stream games, which is why I kind of need coaches, but I don't want every coach here, you know. It is for specific reasons for that. Yeah, if we can get the help, organic help, people who really want to support, want to do this and love this, then yeah, it'll make it much easier. We can stream every single last game, but for now we'll stream half to 3/4 of the league, and it's still gonna rock. It's still gonna be great. We're still gonna recap as much as we can as well, but we want to make this manageable for ourselves. So, then you guys got time as well, man. You guys got things to do. We don't want to hold you hostage and such. Okay. Let me just go back real quick to show this stuff because I still have about 15 minutes. For people who are new to the league and don't understand and just don't know much about it, and that's fine. So these are our conferences, right? So we have the National Gridiron Conference and we have the Global Gridiron Conference, right? So Greatest Gridiron was created by me many years ago when I started Madden football. I used to just play the game. And I decided that I did not want to play the game anymore, and I kind of like killed all my GGML leagues and stuff. I used to run multiple leagues, multiple user leagues, and so I found out about Sim, and so I kind of let GGML die. Well, when I came to other leagues, I brought the blueprint of GGML, which is a simulation league. Like I had guys playing the game simulation, which means like you can't go for it on 4th down on certain parts of the field, and you couldn't run the same plays over and over again. Guys who understand, who play leagues, they understand what simulation is, playing sim, playing real. So I brought that aspect to leagues, and a major league benefited from me coming up with the rule books and the handbooks and stuff like that and everything. So I've dug this out of the dirt, and I've now applied it to actual sim football without playing, right? So I'm still in the process of making some things and creating the league, but we came up with the concept of National Gridiron. So on one side, you have the national teams, they're all American teams. And then on the Global Gridiron, it's the international teams, right? So all the teams that are not in America, right? Sort of, kind of. So we've got it perfect, aligned and set up. All of the mascots, big salute to Drew Brewer. He helped me to actually make the mascots make sense with the cities. So every single mascot for each team makes sense with the city or the culture or the heritage or whatever it is. So we'll be dropping those reveals sooner or later, about why the team was created, how it was founded and such like that. So there's a lot of work to do. So we're still working on it. And then this is the league alignment, okay, for those who want to see. So as you can see, we got the custom alignment here. Global Gridiron Conference on the left and the National Gridiron Conference on the right. The GGC East, all right, is going to be the Paris Caps, the London Monarchs, the Dublin Shamrocks, and the Tokyo Dragons. It's supposed to be Dragons, not Red Dragons. We rebranded it though. So we got the GGC West. It's the Anchorage Elks, the Honolulu Riverhawks, Toronto Snowhawks, and the Rio de Janeiro Nighthawks. On the GGC South, we have the San Juan Wizards, the Buenos Aires Bulls, Mexico City Armadillos, and the Albuquerque Golden Eagles. And then on the GGC North, we have the London Sentinels, the Melbourne Tigers, the Montreal Mounties, and the Vancouver Huskies. So we want to flip it up and have some different teams, and all these match, all the identities match. You can Google that in all matches, okay? It makes sense for where the team is playing. On the right side of things, we have the National Gridiron Conference. So we have the Omaha Bisons, the Oakland Voyagers, the Brooklyn Black Knights, the Virginia Beach Dreadnoughts, and the NGC East. In the NGC West, we have the Canton, Ohio Aviators. We have the St. Louis Steamers, the Chicago Thunderbirds, and the Oklahoma City Desperados. In the NGC South, we have the Memphis Blues, the Orlando Orbits, the Houston Oilers, and the Louisville Pioneers. And then in the NGC North, we have the San Diego Condors, the Portland Redwoods, the San Antonio Antlers, and the Salt Lake City Lumberjacks, man. So as you can see, we were very busy with making sure that all the teams aligned. And so we have the international side and the national side, and this is all coming up as we go, man. We're branding it as best we can. We want it to be a big deal. When we have our Global Bowl or Gridiron Bowl, whatever we're going to call it, we haven't figured out the name just yet. Probably going to be Global Bowl, or the Gridiron Bowl or whatever. When we have our bowl game, it's going to be awesome, man. There's a lot of branding going on, and what I like about this is that there's a lot of new stuff being brought, but a lot of smart people, man, that we're going to continue to do and implement. So we just hope that you all take flight with us, man. Yeah, I am ready to go live, guys, in about 10 minutes. So this is just enough time for me to jump off, get some water, get connected, and we are going to get our preseason game here going for you all between the Dublin Shamrocks and the Omaha Bisons. Man, that's live in 10 minutes. So, hey, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the like button. The application is in the chat there, so if you want to make a player, we do have some restrictions on players. But yeah, get active, get right with us, join our Discord. As my man Swagger says, get right. Get right, man. Get right with us. Take flight, man. Hey, guys, I'm going to see you in about 10 minutes, man. Salute.
Are you looking for high-quality simulation football action? Then look no further than the greatest gridiron. Our league consists of 32 relocated franchises from around the world. We are the World Games of Simulation Football, where teams from all over the globe will compete on the greatest of gridirons. Hone your skills as a player or a member of a franchise coaching staff. Compete yearly for our illustrious Global Bowl, awards, accolades, and bragging rights as you climb the ladder of success and greatness. Are you a pro or just an average Joe? The Greatest Gridiron is looking for dedicated and passionate people to help build a league that emphasizes on trust, loyalty, and respect. Look at you. What makes you so great? This is the Greatest Gridiron, where you can't stop greatness. Take flight. Take flight. Take flight.